Well, happy Saturday. I am Renee Teague, the pastor of Enon Church, and I am currently sitting in Enon Church in the office that isn't mine, in the chair that seems a little strange. You see, my office moved home. Like so many of you, I'm working from home now, and so is my youngest daughter. She's working from home, and so we brought my chair from this office and put it in my office at home so that she could have the desk chair from my office at home downstairs in her office or something like that. Changing chairs is kind of strange, isn't it? You know, actually, I sit in exactly the same chair in the dining room every time we eat in the dining room. And I have the same office chair that she's now sitting in that I sat in when I did all of that sewing when these girls were little 25 years ago. And I've sat in it all of those years. I did all of my seminary work in that chair. That's the chair that I thought I would always sit in. Isn't that just the way it goes? You know, you thought you were going to sit in the same chair, and then suddenly you find yourself in some old cast-off chair that honestly should have been thrown away months ago, and yet it's the only chair to sit in right now. I think that sums up where we are. How many of y'all are sitting in a chair you didn't really mean to sit in? Maybe it's the same old chair, but the world around it doesn't feel the same, does it? It just all feels topsy-turvy, and some days are good and some days aren't, and some moments are good and some moments aren't. And sometimes we look at what we thought tomorrow would hold and we find out that it's not going to hold that. It's not. And so then what do we do? I mean, I could refuse to sit in this chair. You see, I could have come in here and stood up instead of sitting down. That's something to think about, isn't it? I think they call that cutting your nose off to spite your face. This is the life we have to live. We're not going to get a different one. This is just it. And so we're either going to sit in this chair of life or we're going to stand in the corner and pout. Now, I think it's okay to stand in the corner and pout some, but we have to be sure that we just go out and adjust and sit in the other chair. In Philippians 1, verses 27, it's as though Paul looks straight into our lives. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Then whether I come and see you or only hear about you in my absence. That hits home, doesn't it? Whether they can come and see us or we only hear about them in their absence. I will know that you stand firm in one spirit, contending as one man for the faith of the gospel, without being frightened in any way by those who oppose you. This is a sign to them that they will be destroyed, but that you will be saved, and that by God. For it has been granted to you on behalf of Christ, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for him, since you were going through the same struggle you saw I had, and now hear that I still have. Somewhere along the way, we got the idea that following Christ was a bed of roses with no thorns, and that's just a lie somebody told us. Somewhere along the way, we got the idea that following Christ would entail absolutely no struggle, and that God only gave struggle to those who sin or do wrong, and to those who are good and comfortable things come to them. And that, my friends, is a freaking lie. If you think for just a minute, you know plenty of good people who have suffered, and you know plenty of scoundrels who have not. Our current unpleasantness is not designed or inflicted by God. How we respond to it can be a powerful voice of God in our lives. God will work good from where we are right now, but that does not mean there won't be struggles. That does not mean that we're enjoying sitting in the wrong chairs. We aren't called to enjoy sitting in the wrong chair. We're called to enjoy being Christ's children. We're called to enjoy following God. We're called to find that joy deep within. Now, tomorrow's a special day. It's Palm Sunday. I want to invite you to join me tomorrow morning. The video should be prepared for you to worship early. It will certainly be there by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is our worship time. And I will be joining you at that time at 10 o'clock. I invite you to bring with you something to eat and something to drink. If that's bread and juice or water, that's fine. If it's something else, that's fine as well. And please, by all means, pull some green branches and stick them on your front door so we have Palm Sunday and have some with you to wave around. Now, as we close, we always sing in a song. I think this song fits with our chairs and with our mission and where we are right now. He leadeth me, O blessed thought. He leadeth me, O blessed thought. O words with heavenly comfort fraught. Whate'er I do, where'er I be, still 'tis God's hand that leadeth me. He leadeth me, he leadeth me by his own hands, he leadeth me. His faithful follower I would be, for by his hands he leadeth me. Gracious God, help us remember that you are leading us, that we aren't blazing our own trail, that we aren't responsible for the world around us, that we don't hold all of that in our little wee human hands, that our job is just to follow you, and you have us by both hands and are leading the way. Wherever we find ourselves, in whatever chairs or situations or rooms or houses or cars, if we find ourselves unable to get out of bed or unable to sit still, help us to know that you are leading the way and help us to follow. Amen. See you in the morning on a blessed Palm Sunday morning.